What if the Philippine Army ends up operating two different light tanks from two different countries? Is this just a routine visit to Indonesia, or a subtle message to Israel? Just weeks ago, a top Philippine defense official walked through the production lines of PT Pindad in Bandung, closely examining the Harimau medium tank and the Anoa armored personnel carrier. Why now? And why look elsewhere when we already have the Sabrah and Guarani platforms from Israel? Is the Philippines reconsidering its armored modernization path? Or is something bigger at play, like regional diplomacy, supply chain strategy, or even a quiet response to rising tensions in the South China Sea? In this episode, we dive deep into what this visit really means. We compare platforms, decode strategy, and explore the possible impact on the Philippine Army's future force. Stay with us, because what's happening behind the scenes could reshape how the Philippines fights, defends, and positions itself in Southeast Asia. This is Pinoy Guard, keeping watch on Philippine defense. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates like this. Welcome back to Pinoy Guard, where we break down the Philippines' defense developments with clarity, context, and critical insight. In this episode, we take a closer look at the recent visit by the Department of National Defense to Indonesia's PT Pindad and what it could mean for the future of the Philippine Army's armored capability. Is the Philippines planning to diversify its tank fleet, or is this part of a broader strategic outreach to Southeast Asian neighbors? Let's unpack the facts. Under the Rehorizon 2 modernization program, the Philippines made a major leap forward in mechanized capability by acquiring the Sabrah light tank and Guarani 6x6 armored personnel carrier, a joint effort involving Israel's Elbit systems and manufacturers from Brazil and Spain. The Sabrah platform, mounted on both tracked ASCOD and wheeled Pindad 2 chassis, was selected for its advanced fire control systems, modularity, and its NATO standard 105mm gun. Meanwhile, the Guarani offered a modern 6x6 APC platform with scalable armor and amphibious capability. Both platforms represent a new generation of mobile firepower for the Philippine Army. However, these systems are still in the early stages of operational deployment. As of 2024, only a limited number have been delivered and inducted into service, with full-scale integration and doctrinal development still ongoing. In mid-2025, Department of National Defense Undersecretary Irineo C. Mison Jr. visited PT Pindad in Bandung, Indonesia. PT Pindad is a state-owned defense manufacturer responsible for developing the Harimau medium tank, also known as the Tiger, as well as the Anoa 6x6 armored personnel carrier. The Harimau is a result of collaboration between Indonesia and FNSS of Turkey. This visit marks the second known high-level engagement between the Philippines and Indonesia's defense industry regarding armored platforms. According to official statements, the trip focused on evaluating PT Pindad's production capability, cost structure, and suitability for local terrain and Philippine defense doctrine. But beyond the technical inspection, the visit also signaled something more strategic. The Philippines is keeping its options open, even as existing platforms like the Sabrah and Guarani are still being fielded. Let's take a closer look at the two light and medium tank options. Sabrah light tank. Origin: Israel via Elbit systems. Chassis: ASCOD tracked or Pindad 2 8x8 wheeled armament. 105mm NATO gun. 7.62mm coaxial MG fire control. Advanced thermal and digital systems role. Fast deployment, reconnaissance, and mobile fire support. Harimau medium tank. Origin: Indonesia and Turkey, PT Pindad and FNSS. Chassis: Kaplan MT armament, 105mm Cockerel gun with autoloader armor. Stanag 4569 Level 4 baseline, with modular upgrades special features. Compact turret design, lighter weight for Southeast Asian terrain. While both tanks are in the same general category, the Sabrah is often described as a light tank with high-end sensors, while the Harimau is marketed as a medium tank with excellent mobility and balance. Both platforms offer similar firepower, but operational philosophy differs. The Sabrah relies more heavily on advanced systems integration, while the Harimau emphasizes survivability, local manufacturing, and rugged terrain capability. So why is the Philippines considering an additional tank platform? There are several possible reasons. 1. Regional cooperation engaging with Indonesia enhances defense diplomacy and opens up possibilities for joint training, production, and logistics. 2. Supply chain flexibility. Having multiple suppliers allows the Philippines to avoid dependence on any one source, especially in cases of delay, cost escalation, or geopolitical limitations. 3. Evaluation and doctrine testing. The Army may be studying how different vehicles perform under actual conditions before committing to larger-scale acquisitions. The Harimau, for example, is already operational in Indonesia and has been exported to other countries. 4. Cost and sustainment. Indonesia offers competitive pricing and may allow some degree of local maintenance cooperation, which could reduce long-term lifecycle costs. Importantly, this does not necessarily mean abandoning the Sabrah platform. Rather, it may indicate a phased, diversified approach, especially if doctrine evolves to field different units for different terrains or missions. In addition to tanks, the Anoa 6x6 armored personnel carrier was also evaluated during the visit. The Anoa has been widely used by the Indonesian military in various peacekeeping and internal operations. Built for tropical terrain, it has amphibious capabilities and a high level of parts commonality with other Pindad vehicles. If selected, it could complement existing Guarani 6x6s or provide a more affordable and regionally supported option for expanding mechanized infantry units. Again, this demonstrates flexibility, not replacement. A mixed fleet, while more complex logistically, can offer resilience and strategic leverage. The DND's exploration of PT Pindad's capabilities is a clear signal of mature procurement planning. It aligns with the Rehorizon 3 goals of strengthening local logistics chains, expanding regional defense ties, and enhancing ground mobility. This is not a competition between Israeli and Indonesian platforms, but a strategic move to study what best fits the Philippine Army's future needs. Each option has its strengths, and with evolving missions across Luzon, Mindanao, and the West Philippine Sea area, the Army must be equipped for a wide range of combat and disaster response scenarios. The visit to Indonesia adds another valuable option to the table. In the end, defense modernization is not about buying the biggest or flashiest equipment. It's about selecting the right tools for the right missions, supported by strong partnerships and sustainable logistics. As the Philippines deepens ties with regional allies and continues upgrading its land forces, platforms like the Harimau and Anoa may well find a place alongside existing assets like the Sabrah and Guarani. Whether for combat operations, peacekeeping, or humanitarian assistance, the goal remains the same: to build a stronger, more capable, and self-reliant armed forces of the Philippines. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on Philippine defense and security. This is Pinoy Guard, standing watch for the nation.